But it is Dark Knight 316, and this is the Roundtable Podcast, Episode 8. I'm here with
Robert Wheeler Gaming.
and he brought us some drinks to drink this time. I got the peaches and cream from Monster,
And I got this orange dreamsicle. So
and I'm
let's try
trying
it
it
out.
out with my Golden Knights mug.
I brought back my Batman mug, so
That's a pretty good
we're
mug.
gonna try it there. But
And of course,
thing's
Monster is
bugging
not
me.
endorsed by us.
This thing's bugging me here, so I gotta. I can't see this far, but okay, there we go. Whew, that thing was bugging me. So,
We're trying a new get up on saying how it is for a recording like this. Never done this side before.
cheers.
Cheers again.
You drink it before me.
All right, so
Ooh, that one's actually pretty good. So
first topic that we're talking today is how the Switch 2 sold 3.5 million units in 4 days. I'm there. So what do you think about that? I thought people didn't have money, and they were complaining that this system was too expensive, and you're gonna have to end up paying thousands of dollars on eBay if you really wanted one so bad.
and that's what I thought too. I know I was thinking about. I made a video on it about how everybody was like, really Switch 2, it's just like a PS4 Pro version and stuff like that. But 3.5 million units, uh, I mean, it's fun. I'm playing it. I'm going through a series right now of me playing through kind of like my first couple weeks of the Switch. But I've played a little bit of Mario Kart, and then I'm playing a little bit of Bravely Default. So I think it's one of those that it's pretty good so far. I have no complaints on it. Um, the only thing is, I wish that there was actually some actual games, but other than that, because I can't keep playing Mario Kart for like 20, 30, 40 hours. That's a game that you just pick up, you play a little bit, and you put it down.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, my take on it is the Mario Kart bundle is the best bundle to buy it for, because if not, you're paying $80
I
for that
disagree.
game.
Mario sucks.
And that game for $80 is not worth the $80, because yeah, they have a world map where you could go around, pretty much unlock your costumes, unlock a bunch of stuff like that. But other than that, and the races and stuff like that, there really doesn't seem like that there's a lot of value that would have been for the $80, because the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe that was for the Switch One had way more value.
Now
There's
that's
way
what's
more stuff
interesting
in
though,
it.
because I pulled this article up from GameSpot, right? So we're 79% of Switch 2 buyers in the US also bought Mario Kart World. So one of the things though is, as you read through this, it talks about it sold 3.5 million, but it said that 79% of people bought the Switch 2 obtained a copy either through the $500 Switch 2 or purchasing the $80 game outright. So do you think that those people who purchased the $80 game outright were the ones who could not get the bundle?
Mm-hmm.
So they ended up spending a little bit more
they had
money.
to pay more for it to get it.
But this is what was also interesting. The reason why I thought was, so the best top 3 selling Switch 2 physical games in the first week were Mario Kart World, which makes sense, Cyberpunk 2077, and The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom Switch 2 edition. So,
Which is weird for the Tears of the Kingdom Switch 2 edition. I mean, it only makes sense is if you never had Tears of the Kingdom, because they have if you own the game, I think you pay like $10 and you get the Switch 2 edition version of it. Kind of like how PlayStation did it with PS4 to PS5.
yeah.
So I think with like something like that would be worth it. But if you had to pay that outright, like that's a lot for, because you figure that's an $80 game as well. And so you got Cyberpunk and Tears of the Kingdom up on there. So you figure all those ones there, like you're paying almost $1,000 for those.
But you know what?
games.
This is the first time we're going to go over this article, actually. So tomorrow there's going to be, on June 18th, there's going to be a Nintendo Direct. So I wonder if they're supposed to talk about the new Donkey Kong game. So I wonder if that's going to be their Kirby, things like that. I wonder if they're going to talk more about Final Fantasy. But this is what I was also wondering too. So did somebody buy like all 3 games, or was it one person bought Mario Kart World, and then they're like, "I'll buy Cyberpunk, I'll buy Zelda," or did they buy all three? Like this is
I
it
don't think
doesn't
they.
tell you
I
that.
don't think they bought all three. They were just the top
Those were
three.
the top three. You don't think that
So people
people
already like
spent more
got
money?
Mario Kart World, and they probably picked up one of those other two games.
Hmm.
I don't think that they were buying it all. But I mean, Mario Kart World also doesn't have as much of the unlockables like Mario Kart 8 did, and so I mean, I enjoyed playing the game. Like I'm having fun trying to figure out how to play all that stuff because I haven't played a Mario Kart game since I'd like to say the DS. I think that was the
Hmm.
last Mario Kart I played.
I played the last
So
Switch one, but I haven't. Like my problem with Mario Kart is it's fun game, but it's boring quick. If you don't play
yeah, if you play with a bunch
like a
of
bunch of
people,
people,
like a bunch of your friends and stuff like that, like it's fun to go play. And if you, especially if you like stream it and stuff like that, and you play with a bunch of people online. But with this one here, when you play online, you also play with bots if you can't fill up the whole room with 24 people.
hmm
So you're not just playing with live people, you're playing with the AI bots, which could be fun for some of it, but also the AI and the AI people in this one cheat. So
hmm
it's like you can never really get number one the whole entire time. So
what'd you think about though? Because I played I think it was knockout mode,
yeah, the knockout
the
one's
one where
fun.
you had to get the coins, and I didn't
Oh
know.
no, not the coin. Isn't the knockout one the one where you got to be in the place?
Oh
Like
no,
you got to be at
yeah.
20th place or
So the
whatever.
one I can't think of the one right now. Like my hair's looking
That's
terrible
probably
right
in
now.
the battle mode one.
I think it was a battle mode one, but I was playing this one where you get coins. I didn't know you were
Mm-hmm.
supposed to get coins. I was just going around like hitting
Knocking them out.
people and
Yeah,
stuff like that. I didn't know
like
what you were
you
supposed to
did the
do.
battle mode.
But that one was actually pretty fun. Like I couldn't get enough coins to
Mm-hmm.
be able to, win the game. But and it's funny too because I'm playing online, not expecting that I'm going to like win number one. I'll be surprised if I hit number one. But I feel like a lot of people playing online like expecting I'm going to be number
Well,
one and
they're like crazy online because
yeah.
I was playing the knockout one and this one guy's just grinding the whole way
Hmm.
like that, and he was like number one, dodging everything, and I'm just like trying to get within the 20th place or whatever. I made it to the final six, whatever, and then
Hmm.
I lost.
So
I
what's
couldn't make
what's
it
fun
through.
about this game though, or the I would talk about for the console actually is so I've never owned a actual Switch 2 console. I own the Switch 2 Lite,
Yeah.
or sorry, the Switch Lite.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I'm having so much fun actually just hooking it up and playing it on the unit. I thought it was like a
Onto the
charging
TV
station,
or
but I'm having so much fun playing it on the TV. I started playing Final Fantasy 12 on there a little bit,
mm-hmm.
and Bravely Default. Bravely Default was actually a game I think for $40, everybody should get that game. It's a real fun turn-based game. So if you're big on the turn-based job system, this game's a good game. It's fun right now, but my only problem is uh, I ain't got enough time. But if I do a whole like I try to play through it on a weekend or something like that, and it's a little bit tough because as a trophy hunter, you're trying to get your trophies
Mm-hmm.
while trying to also balance playing the
Well,
Switch too.
how'd you
But
like
it's nice.
playing 12?
12 so far. It's a little weird. I don't like the guy you start at the beginning. I don't even think he's any of the people you start on your team. I can't remember the guy's name
Van?
right now. No, he's not even on there. Like Bosch is the one that is part of your unit, but like the
And
guy,
that's here.
no, it's this like rookie guy. He's not even part of your team. It's like he's just some rookie that you train, that you start training to go over, like your first kind of your
I don't
mission.
remember that part because I remember
Yeah,
Van.
yeah,
He
no,
was
it's not Van. Mm-mm.
your character that you played through most of it. You play with him, and then you play with some like little
No,
kid thing.
no, it's not Van. It's some kid I can't think of his name,
Mm,
um, but
shoot,
yeah,
I don't remember that.
um, so I mean, positive reviews. I think somebody as myself who's a big Sony guy, I feel like playing the Switch right now. My only complaint is I think they need games, but they only really have Mario Kart World, which they're trying to get everybody to, and then like Bravely Default is a remaster. So I can always promote RPG games, but outside of that, with like Tears of the Kingdom, which is a fine game, I think that they need a little bit more. Like I thought that they should have at least had a Mario game, like a Mario Kart World or like a Smash Brothers, like
Hmm.
something like that. You know they're gonna make one, but eventually.
So what would you score Mario Kart World?
Mario Kart World overall from so I tested everything. I looked at played each game, played online stuff like that. I'd give it an 8.
You give it an
I'd
eight.
give it an 8. Just like a lot of the things I don't. One of the things I don't like is like the open world. I
Hmm.
I think for a Mario Kart game that's kind of cheesy. I don't think that they should have added an open world of like
I
for
think
a
it would
Mario
have
Kart game.
did open world probably would have made it if they did it more like Diddy Kong Racing,
Yeah.
where you got to go challenge them and you get the the
Hmm.
stars or the keys or whatever
Yeah.
like that. I think if they did it like that, where
Yeah.
you get the balloons like that, I think that would have been better because then you're
Hmm.
unlocking some of the stuff.
Hmm.
I think that would have been cool. But this way that you just
I think they
keep
made
on
him
driving and stuff
try to
like
make it more of
yeah,
like that social aspect. You drive
hmm
around, meet your buddies up, go around, get coins, and because like the
yeah,
first, well, I think like the first hour you got the game, I got the console, and then you were playing it. Like you just drove around and got all the coins as much as you
yeah.
could.
So you could
But
unlock all the carts.
I think for that also, I think a little bit of like I don't. There's some of the items I do not like. I mean, I'm in the last place a lot, so I've tried a lot of the items, but some items I don't like, and then I am.
Which is your least favorite item?
There's this one that's a like a horn,
You don't like that
and,
horn?
I never use it correctly. That's why I
Mm.
probably don't like it. And then
You're
also,
supposed to use it when you're in a group,
yeah,
like when
but
people are around, and then you knock them out.
I think like it doesn't really give you enough. How can I grind the rails? Like I saw some people grind rails at the very
You
beginning,
jump
so I
up
try to
and
jump up
do it.
on
Yeah.
one side, but like I'm not fast enough.
Hmm.
So things like that. I wish that there was not like a tutorial because Mario Kart isn't really like easy, but I
Hmm.
wish there was a way you could test like what each weapon does, how to do different things, just to be able to
There's
like
a
learn a little bit
giant
more.
mushroom in there that makes you big, so you can run
I
over
have that.
everybody.
I
That
have
was
that.
pretty
I hit
fun.
like one person. That was it.
Yeah,
So,
because you don't drive that fast.
mm-mm.
It probably works well with the other one.
So
So
overall, from what you were playing, what do you think?
I would give it about a 6
A 6?
because I don't think that there's enough in that game to justify being like an $80 game. Because that's what my problem is if you bought this for full price, it's not worth that stuff. Now, if they bring out DLCs or change a bunch of the stuff up on there, then
Mm-hmm.
I'll probably go back and change my score. But as it sits, it's about a 6 or a six
The
point
tough thing
five.
about it though is you got to think that this game, unless they're going to make a second one, you got to this game's got to last you another 8 years.
Well, this was supposed to be on the Switch One,
Mm-hmm.
but then they held it back
Yeah.
to be bundled
So
with
you
Switch
got to
Two.
push this game for like another 8 years. But
Mm-hmm.
I know the next story you were talking about was I have this article right here
Yeah,
for
Final Fantasy
Final Fantasy
16.
16 on Xbox.
Yeah,
What do you think about this one?
I mean, I was shocked that it only just sold the 22,000
Mm-hmm.
in 1 week on Xbox because the whole thing that Square Enix's complaint was oh it's exclusive to Sony, so we're not making enough money. It needs to be multi-platformed. It needs to be this. It needs to be that. And they brought it to multi-platform, and it only sold 22,000.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously, Xbox fans are just like, yeah,
Well, do
like
you
we don't
think it's
really
a couple
care.
things? Like, okay, so one, this article said that it dropped 22,000. They shadow dropped it,
Hmm.
but then also it says that it only runs on 720p, and even in graphics mode, the game just it's a 1224p on the system compared to 1440p on PS5. So it's downgraded performances, and then also too, you got to think, didn't this game come out on PC, right? So a
Hmm.
lot of people who wanted to play it already would have played it on the
Probably,
PC,
yeah.
and Xbox you can play on PC. So I feel like it's not like from oh well Square Enix like they're gonna fail or something like that. I think it's the test market because I think they'll do a lot better releasing it all on every console starting out versus just releasing it on one.
Well, they also brought out the um, the game for I think it's $50 or $60,
Hmm.
and then the DLC is like $80 for the deluxe edition one up on there. Which you would think that if they really wanted to sell a lot of this, they should have lowered the price of it
Hmm.
for the Xbox to get everybody enticed to it. Because if they were to make this like, let's say, a $40 game, and then with the DLC be the regular like $70 game or whatever, I think it probably would have skyrocketed
This
with
would
it
have
up on there.
also, I think, would have done good if they had put it on Game Pass. I think Game Pass
Hmm.
it would have sold a lot more, or at least probably more downloaded copies than the 22,000. But I will probably play it at some point on Xbox just for fun. Probably when it comes on Game
Hmm.
Pass, just to try it out. But that's where I see like Game Pass is lacking. There's not a lot of Final Fantasy on there anymore.
Yeah,
They
but
used to have them all on there, so I would sit there and I'd play it.
hmm
But they don't really have it too much.
yeah, I
So.
also think this game suffered because like it's considered kind of like a Souls like or a Ninja Gaiden, and
Hmm.
then they just dropped the Ninja Gaiden ones. The like I think it was like last week or whatever. All the Ninja Gaidens on there,
Hmm.
and then plus like Elden Ring had their new game that came out that's all like online type one. So I think everybody enjoys that better because this one here, most people are like, oh, it's Final Fantasy. It's like Devil May Cry or like Ninja Gaiden. Well, I'd
Hmm.
rather play Ninja Gaiden because that's the one that I like better than this Final Fantasy one. And so since it's like a different style, most of the people are probably not used to it because the ones that they got for the Xbox is like the pixel remastered and
Hmm.
the
But
OG
also, you got
seven
to
and
think
all
too.
that.
Like this game's what 2 years old, so you got to think that most people, if they've already wanted to play it, they would have either uh, bought a PS5 to just play this game. They would have either played it on PC when it came out on PC, or like they would have already played it, or even just looked up online to see what it looked like and things like that. So 2 years later for this game, I think.
Yeah, and also with I didn't know about the performance issues,
Hmm.
and that right there, that's just stupid on their part
Yeah.
because they could have made this as big as the PC version of it and made it where it looked better. But like
Hmm.
you said, it came out on PC and the Xbox can play the
Xbox can play on
PC
PC, so it's
and do
like.
the PC and stuff like that. So I don't think that they wanted to double dip.
Hmm.
So what they should have done in this article or even altogether was give what the PC sales were up on there because that could give an idea of how many people bought it on PC, how many people bought it on Xbox,
But
but
I'm
it doesn't tell
I'm
you.
curious to know though when they drop Final Fantasy VII remake,
Hmm.
is it going to do the exact same thing, or is it going to? Because you figure now that game is what would so let's say they drop it the end of this year. I don't know when they're going to
They'll
put it on
probably they'll
there
probably drop it when they drop it for the
because I'm
Switch
thinking
too.
yeah for Switch 2. So let's just say the end of this year. So a 5 year old game. How well do you think it's going to do well because it is Final Fantasy VII compared to 16?
Well, that's kind of interesting up on it though too because if they drop both of the games on there, I don't remember if they brought it to PC yet.
Final Fantasy
The seven,
they
the
brought
both
it to PC.
rebirth
Yes,
and
both of
remake.
those are on
Okay, so
Rebirth.
if it's already on PC, then it's probably going to get the same sales as 16. Then it's probably not going to get a lot unless the people never bought, don't own a
Hmm.
PC and buy it on console. So it'll probably do a little bit better just because it's a
The
Final
name.
Fantasy VII game. But I don't see it
But
then
but you got to think of something like this,
doing it.
for instance. Like unless you're a real big fan of Final Fantasy, why are you going to buy it on the Xbox and then
Hmm.
play it? If I've already played it on the, say I already played it on PS5, already platinum this game. Why am I going to go and play it again? Like on the Xbox, unless I'm a real big fan, why would it? And then if there's performance issues, why wouldn't I just replay my copy I have on the PlayStation or
Yeah,
PC?
but if
So.
you had the PC version doesn't have those performance issue
Hmm.
up on it. And so also with this one being on Xbox, you gotta see if which version of the Xbox.
Hmm.
Remember, does it work on the X, on the version
Yeah, so
S,
this
on
one was
whatever
saying
version?
that performance mode on the Xbox Series X, even in graphics mode, just ran at
Oh yeah,
1224p.
so it didn't even do that
Yeah,
fast
so it
on
didn't even get up to the
the
1440p on the
PS5.
most powerful Xbox. So
Mm-hmm.
now is that an Xbox
Now, is
issue
that a
or a?
PS5 Pro or just a regular standard
This had
PS5?
compared on the PS5. It didn't say if it was
Okay.
Pro or not, but
Yeah, that's kind of bad though. I mean, I'm wondering how Square Enix is taking this. If they're taking it like, oh, we should have never went multi-console, or they're
No,
still going to try to do
I
it.
actually think it is a good thing though, because you got to think, if they don't do it now, it's like if they released 17, or let's say remake part 3 all at the same time, and then saw what each of the consoles sold at. I think that gives you better data than saying, oh well, I just dropped this 2 years later, nobody really wants my game after 2 years.
Hmm.
So I think that's a more
Yeah, I mean, they should have released it as the bargain bin,
that
like
they
really
they
cheap
should have,
because
they
it
should have
already
give
came
you,
out,
I think if they would have cut the price in half and given you all the
or just
DLC and stuff like that.
give you all the DLC. Don't have the two versions. If you would have just given the DLC with all that stuff like that, I think it
Hmm.
would have probably then justified for it. And then the Xbox came out with their handheld up on there, and
I
so
saw this right here.
yeah, and so there's rumors are that the price might be about $700
Let's
on
see.
there.
Let's see if this article tells you.
Yeah,
So
let's see
when
what
you
it
were talking
says
about the
on there.
Xbox, I don't know if I'd want to pay that much.
Yeah,
So it's going to launch in October.
uh-huh.
Oh, pre-orders
Is
begin
in
in
August?
August.
Yes.
So according to
So see,
this,
$899 now for the low
well,
power
eight
one,
ninety nine
or for
for
the
low
higher
power,
power one.
599. So
Yeah,
that's European price. So I don't
yeah,
know
but
what
that's
the,
roughly going to be around the same.
but that's going to be interesting
Yeah,
to.
because there's the Alley one and then the Alley X, which is basically the same thing up on it.
That's going to be
So
interesting.
that's around the price that those Steam Decks cost. I
Hmm.
mean, I think the Steam Deck costs more, but it's barely on
But
it.
the thing
And
is,
this
this is a
is
portable Xbox.
yeah, but this isn't the first party Xbox. So rumors are that they're going to come out with their own version of their first party one
Hmm.
that goes along with their next gen system.
Hmm.
So
It's going to be interesting.
yeah, so it's crazy on that being that much for a handheld.
But
Up on
I'm excited to see it. I want to see when,
there.
if pre-orders do come out, I will probably get it. If it's, well, if it's $500, I'd probably get it. But you got
Yeah,
to think
but
the PlayStation
are you gonna
handheld
get
was
it if
like
it's six ninety
200.
nine?
I probably won't get that much.
Yeah, because
I'd
that's
like to just
expensive.
get it just because it's a handheld. It's interesting.
Hmm.
But you think like the PlayStation Portal was just $200, so I was
Hmm.
willing to pay that.
Yeah.
But I think 500 is probably my limit.
Hmm.
So if they think that they're gonna get that more, I think I'll get the low version because I don't care,
Hmm.
because I'm not like big on Xbox, but I'd like to just get it for the handheld,
Yeah, to
which is
kind of
pretty
see
cool. Because
what you're
if I
gonna
ever
get it for.
decided I wanted to play Game Pass or something, but
Yeah, but again, this is just rumors of the
hmm
price up on it. But more likely, it's probably going to be true
hmm
because that's the price that they're going to be willing to pay for it.
well, I know this is off topic, but did you hear Borderlands 4? They got the pricing for that
Yeah,
now.
they dropped to what the guy
Yeah,
said because of
so
all the
it wasn't
backlash.
$80. It's now
Yeah,
what, $70. So,
hmm,
but
it's all about backlash on it.
yeah,
So
I think that's pretty much
that's all the news that
what we
we have
got
for
today,
this
right?
time up on there. Yeah. So I'm Dark Knight 316. This is our roundtable podcast. I also have a food and drink channel up on there. I also have a gaming channel up on there, loot box channel. Try to do a bunch of different stuff up on there. Robert Ruler Gaming, he does his daily news up on there, so you can catch it when it drops on Fridays
Weekly news.
up on there. Yeah, or weekly news. Sorry,
Weekly news,
it
yeah.
drops on Fridays. You can come
Hmm.
and watch it up on that. He also does occasion unboxings and stuff like
And I
that.
actually have a video
Give
dropping today that's going to be about I am testing an old PS3 from Goodwill. So we're going to go over that. I test the gameplay, I test the functions to make sure everything's good. I go through kind of each of the screens and uh, look at the games and read the messages. There's
yeah,
actually one of the messages I can't read, but
yeah.
that's so I had to blur that out. But yeah, like other than that, it's not too bad.
Yeah,
So
so like and subscribe to our channels up on there. We're trying to grow these channels that we have up on there so we can actually do live streams. We get guests up on there and you guys up on there, and we want to
mhm.
do the live streams a lot more, but we can't do it if you guys don't like and subscribe up on it. So like and subscribe to both of our channels so we can get the numbers up there so that YouTube and all them will allow us to live stream and get you guys, merchandise and stuff like that. So thank you
Thank
for
you guys.
everything, and don't forget
God
to
bless you guys,
don't forget to like and subscribe to our channels.
and remember, keep
Oh,
gaming.
yep, keep gaming.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.